If you would like to find out how to make a ring using only these 4 products, please stay tuned and I'll show you how I did it. This is going to be, can I make a jump ring Mark II? Hopefully you will have seen the video where my daughter joined me for us to attempt to make a ring out of jump rings. If you haven't watched that video yet, please go and give it a watch. I will link it at the end. If you have seen that video, you'll know already that it went wrong. I learned the hard way that clear hard type is not the best product to use, and that's why I'm trying again with soft type. I won't be able to stop myself from explaining why it went wrong in the other video, because that gives context to why I did it this way in this video, but it is still worth a watch for the real-time reactions. Before we go any further, I want to explain something to the eagle-eyed amongst you. The box of colourants on my desk is different than the box of colourants that was in my thumbnail. So let me just explain. This is a 4-product project. Each ring uses 2 different types of resin, jump rings, and the colourant of your choice. I'm making 2 rings and I just chose 2 different types of colourants, 1 for each one. So it's still 4 products per ring. Okay, so now I'm going to start putting my jump rings onto the tape. I apologise in advance for my hand getting in the way of the camera. I don't have an actual craft room, so I don't have a permanent setup with my camera permanently in position. I have to change things up depending on where I'm working in the house. So I'm trying different camera angles. For the second ring, I do change the angle again, so please bear with me on that. Alright, a sort of little funny story here. I thought I was being clever. I saw this double-sided tape in a bargain shop, and I thought that would be perfect for this task because I can stick my jump rings to the outside, and with it being sticky on the other side as well, I'd be able to secure it in the ring shape that I want it in on something. Anyway, you'll see it goes wrong. Only temporarily though, I fix it. The placing them on the tape in this cylindrical shape is just so that I know how many jump rings I need. When we actually come to put the resin in them, I will have unravelled the tape and flattened it out. Okay, some of my jump rings are already partially opened, so you will see me on some of them manipulating them with my pliers to flatten them out as best as I can. And I just want to give my daughter a shout out because when we did the challenge together, the inspiration video was all of the jump rings in a straight line. I do try that again as my second ring in this project, but I also wanted to try my daughter's idea, and her idea worked out the best. So thank you, Mini-Me. Okay, I've got as many jump rings on as I can fit, but there's still a bit of a gap, so I'm just manipulating the positions of them so that I can close that gap. And before we move on to the next section, hello and welcome. If you're new here, thank you for joining me. If you're not new here, thank you for joining me again. I really hope you enjoy the video because I am really enjoying making these videos. I'm really enjoying working with Soft Type UV Resin. I really struggled to find videos on Soft Type when I was trying to research it before trying it. Most times when I tried to search for it, it would think I'm asking about uncured resin, soft resin, not soft type. So I really hope that if you've struggled to find videos for your own research, that you enjoy these videos that I'm making. If you do, please make sure you are subscribed and hit the notification bell. And don't forget to press like and hype if that's available. That's the first time I'm asking for that. I don't even know if I meet the criteria to be hyped, let alone whether you can hype. I apologise that at certain points through this video there is a bit of wobbliness. I'm trying out a new camera arm and it's so sensitive to the desk being knocked. Okay, I've flattened it out, ready for the resin. And to start with, we are using the soft type, and I have chosen the opaque resin pigments from Let's Resin. I've started by choosing a purple shade and pink, and I'm going to demonstrate something for you, and that will in turn demonstrate why I ended up not using purple. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so the main filling is going to be with the soft type UV resin. I've got into a habit of using silicone pads to mix my colours. Firstly, it's less wasteful, and secondly, if you don't know how much colour you need, or you know you don't need a full drop, You can just put a drop of colour off to the side of the resin and then drag it in bit by bit. Right, here's what I'm going to demonstrate for you, which is I'm going to test different ways of curing. I know that I have an issue with curing these colours in UV, but I can never remember how badly it's affected or which colours are affected the worst. So I'm just doing a little sample with these with a dot cured close up. Then I'll do another one with the dot cured from a little bit further away, and then I'll do another one with it the furthest away that is reasonable so that the light's actually still hitting the resin. And as you can see there, with the first test with the light right up to the resin, it has gone pretty much white. I'm just doing this test with my pen light because that is what I will use to initially cure once I put the resin into the rings as well. I know for a fact, I do remember that if I put them straight into my jewel light, that does affect the colours. So I'm experimenting with what distance to hold my light once the resin is in the rings because I don't want to get it wrong when the resin is in the rings. As you can see with this medium distance, it has faded the colour as well. Now I'm wondering whether it would help if the purple was a bit darker. So I'm just going to add in a drop of a darker shade. And here's cure test number 3. And now I'm having difficulty curing it because I've put more colouring in. I'm not going to cut any of this out because this is relevant to people who wonder how you know when soft type is cured. So I'm leaving this in so that you can see that it does cure. You can clearly tell the difference between it being uncured or cured but still soft. Although I think, to be fair, at this point I was wondering if it is going to cure at all from the further distance. So I come back up close again, which does cure it, but it ruins the colour again. Alright, so now it is just about cured enough to pick up. Admittedly, it's a little bit on the soft side, but I'm blaming the colour for that. So I scrap the purple and I choose a yellow instead. Okay, as we can see here, I have got my key rings, jump rings, spread out flat on that tape, and I have shaken up my colours again with soft type. And again, I'm doing a little cure test to see how badly the colour is affected by if it is cured gently versus strongly. And it still looks a decent colour and is cured. Okay, I'm just using a cocktail stick or toothpick, depending where you're from, to drop her in tiny amounts. I'm just going along the top row with the pink, then I will go along the bottom row with the yellow. There was no leakage along the way, so I got the whole row done before curing. Exactly the same with the yellow, so we'll skip that. Okay, once both rows have been cured, at least to some degree, with the pen light, I then put them under the jewel light for a couple of minutes just to make absolutely sure. And then I will go over them all again to give them a second coat and make them dome a little bit more. So after 2 coats and the curing both with the pen light and under the double lamp, I'm just giving them a little bit of a poke just to make sure that they do appear to be cured. And then I touch them with my finger as well and make sure they don't feel sticky. That pink does appear to have faded a little bit. Right, now we have got individual jump rings coloured but being held together purely by being sat on sticky tape. So now I'm just doing tiny dabs of clear, uncoloured, soft type on the rings that connect them, on the areas that connect them, to help them to stick together independently once I take the tape off. Because this is just clear, so I'm not concerned about the colour being changed, I will just put this straight under the jewel lamp. Right, so after a final cure test, this is where the fun begins. And this is where we find it was a big mistake with this tape. I didn't realise how thin and flimsy it was going to be. When you buy tape on a roll, you can't feel the thickness of the actual tape when it's laid out, and with a layer of protective sheet on both sides, I didn't realise how flimsy it was going to be. But I did manage to get it off with the bracelet with the ring in one piece. It just took quite a bit of time, and I had to use alcohol on micro brushes to kind of scrape it off the back of the resin. But I got there, it was fine. Okay, I have now joined the ring up by connecting the two end rings together with Soft Type. So I was able to just hold them in place whilst I dotted on Soft Type and cured that while holding it. Now I am going to back coat not only the coloured areas but across the barriers between the two, so the joining bits of wire, with clear hard type. And the theory is twofold. So on my previous one I dropped it and I'd made it with just clear hard type and it shattered. You really want to go and watch the video with my daughter to hear my reaction when that happens. And so I thought, aha, I should make it with soft type. But with soft type, it is still going to be too bendy and the ring won't hold its shape. So the front is coated with soft type, because if you drop your ring, it's the outside, the front, that is going to hit the ground. So the soft type will act as a shock absorber, but coating it at the back with clear hard type will help the rigidity of it and help it keep its shape. Okay, there's not much to see here, even without my hand in the way. So we will jump ahead to my second ring. Hold for the glamour shots at the end, including a video of a drop test. For this one, we're going to be following the original inspiration, and that is that the jump rings are all in a straight line. I will link the original channel again and the original video. I'm not going to do that every time though, because since doing it with my daughter, it's actually my daughter and the mistakes I made in that first attempt that have inspired me to change the way I do it. So from now on, it's actually my own videos giving me the inspiration. Alright, jumping ahead, I've now flattened it out and I'm just using jewellery tape this time. You will see that there is one ring up on its own. That's because that fits where there is an overlap of tape and I didn't want the resin to have a bump in it. So I will just add that into the middle. When I come to attach the two end rings back together, I'll just add that back into the middle. I'm not doing a cure test this time because I never have a problem with curing resin with mica powder in, or with colours fading, so I will put them straight into the jewel lamp as well. And again I do 2 layers of colour. Whilst you watch me form this one back into a ring shape, I would like to again thank you for joining me. I hope you are getting value from these videos. My jewellery videos are doing really well compared to my epoxy videos. I can't just give up epoxy though, I do still really love working with epoxy. But at the moment, the jewellery, the UV videos are doing better. So what my current aim is, I really want to go down the teaching route with jewellery making. And what I'm doing at the moment is taking videos that you see from the no speaking channels. They're great for inspiring you, but they don't show you when things go wrong, how you can correct it or improve it. So what I'm trying to do is take projects from those no speaking channels and bring them down to an everyday crafter level and show you that you can try those projects. You don't have to be intimidated. You will make mistakes, but I will hopefully give you tips on what mistakes to avoid. You will see me make those mistakes, but then I always try to explain how to do it better. Sometimes I've got 2 or 3 different attempts on the same video, so you'll see how I improved each time. So my current role within the YouTube resin space is to bring what looks to be an inachievable project down to an achievable level and show you that even if you don't manage to get the same perfect results that those channels get, you've still made a piece that is beautiful in its own right. So you can make your version of those projects that you see on those no speak channels. So I'm here to inspire you, and I hope that I am achieving that aim. If what I'm trying to do ticks your box, please hit the like button and make sure you are subscribed with all notifications turned on so that you don't miss any similar videos. Please check my description box for a jewellery collaboration playlist. This is a fairly new collaboration, so it's mostly got my own videos in, but it has got a couple of videos from other creators in there as well. I will also link the jewellery collaboration announcement video to explain how you can join in, and that applies to non-YouTubers as well. There's a way for you to join in, so please check that out. And I also have my own jewellery, shakers and keychains playlist, so feel free to check that out as well. We'll head into the glamour shots soon, so just my final review on these two rings. I actually like the zigzag version the best. The one that you're seeing now, all in a straight line, I'm having trouble getting it to keep shape, even though I've got clear hard type on the back. Obviously, you've got to get it into the correct shape to put the hard type on, for the hard type to then hold it in that correct shape. I don't know why, but I really struggled with getting it to be in the correct shape. And there must be something I'm missing this time, because I managed it on the first video with my daughter before I went and smashed it. But the zigzag one is holding its shape really well. I will leave you with a little bit of music to lead you into the glamour shots, and don't forget the drop test video. And that is very cute because my two biggest cats that are 4 years old, Jasper and Pepper, get involved in that. So thank you so much for watching. Have a good week, and I hope to see you again very soon. Bye bye.
Some ideas I already know. Some scare me half to death, but I still go. Epoxy waves and UV light, trying to get it wrong to get it right. Hands not perfect, that's okay. Every mark is part of the way. I step outside, would feel safe and known. Build something beautiful on my own. If it breaks, I'll show you why. If it works, we'll both fly. I make it with heart, every part.
Move out, Pepper.
Love in the art. If I say I should have, you'll understand. If I can't fix it, you still learn from my hands. Made with a heart from the start. This is created
Stop it.
with a heart.
Excuse me.
Some days smooth, some days rough, some days yeah, some days that's enough. But